Hello, Staten Island, and welcome to another edition of Together SI Business Spotlight. We sit down and have a little chat with someone from the small business community on Staten Island. My name is Todd Bavona, reporting for the Staten Island Advance. Of course, appreciate you joining us once again here on whether you're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or SILive.com, of course. And today we have a very special guest with us, musician. He's been a musician for a while. From Music with Patrick, it's Mr. Patrick. Mr. Patrick, how are you?
All right, Todd. How are you?
Doing just fine, thanks. Hey, let's dive right into Music with Patrick if we can. Give us a little bit of a history. How long you've been playing music for, and where this idea of Music with Patrick all came about.
Okay, great. So I've been a musician since way back in the 1980s. Some of you may know that that's when Stranger Things is set. That's when Back in the Future is set, like way back in the day. 1985, I started playing guitar, doing Crazy Train, Smoke on Water, and all those requisite songs you have to learn when you're a budding rock guitar player. Played in bands throughout the 80s and 90s, including a band called Joyous Noise that played all along Wave Street in Manhattan, Brooklyn, and everywhere in between. Once I became a dad, I started taking my son to Music Together of Staten Island classes on the grounds of Stug Harbor Cultural Center. And it was there in about 2005 that they asked me to become an instructor for the Music Together classes, which I did. That was a lot of fun. And from there, people would ask me to do birthday parties. People would ask me to do shows. And little by little, things just organically developed until I eventually became this person called Mr. Patrick. And I started the website Music with Patrick in 2010. Also started playing with my friends Pete and Mike in the Rock-a-Silly Band in 2010. So I have a group that plays music for children, and I also do solo shows. And little by little, it just happened. And here I am playing music solo, playing music with the band, and enjoying every minute of it.
And it's been a lot of fun. And I've been tuning in. I know you've been going live on Facebook throughout the week, and we'll get to that. And part of the reason you are going live on Facebook is because of the COVID-19 pandemic, right? So you needed to adjust your business model of performing in person.
Right.
And then you transition to this virtual space and these virtual performances, interacting with people on Facebook. Talk to us what that was like, how it's been going, and where do we think we go from here with Music with Patrick?
Okay. So yes. So I actually was a little bit resistant to doing too much on social media, partly because I'm an old man, and partly because I just feel like children and families need a space where they can just enjoy in-person interaction, a show with a human being instead of a screen. So I always had that in my head. Obviously, when the COVID crisis hit, I had to change gears. And I decided to give Facebook Live a shot for the first time. And I discovered very quickly that I really enjoyed it, and partly because I hadn't realized that you can have the back and forth in the comments section where people ask for certain songs and people just say things like, can you say hello to my son, Joe? And you can actually have a back and forth and develop a relationship like that. It forced me to realize that I have to meet people where they are and meet their needs. And if those needs are virtual shows, then that's what I'm going to do. And I decided to do that. At first, I was doing it 6 days a week, doing shows, trying to keep people's spirits up and give a little something back to the community. I scaled it back a little bit now, but that's pretty much where I'm at now, doing virtual shows. Occasionally doing a socially distant show, but for now, that's what I'm doing. Yeah.
So what does that mean for Music with Patrick now moving forward? As you said, not the ideal situation to be on Facebook Live, but needed to adapt. I'm sure you're looking forward to being able to get back out there and perform for the kids and perform with your group and whatnot. What's the future like, Patrick?
Well, for now, I'm sticking with doing the shows, the virtual shows. I've had some schools that have reached out to me, and I've done some Zoom classes. Matter of fact, I've just set something up for PS37 over the summer. Once a week, I'm going to be doing music for those children on, I think it's Google Meet. So I've found ways to still reach out and to still have interactions with people and families in a digital way. And I'm hoping when this hopefully passes and we get back to some semblance of normal, that I can do some socially distanced shows. I did do one in a parking lot of Rainbow's Reach, where I used to play once a week for children on the spectrum, where we were all like 20 feet away, and we actually did an in-person show, a special small show for the families. But the majority is probably going to be on platforms like Zoom or Facebook and Google Meet.
All right. So now what's overall a good takeaway, a positive from all this? Obviously been in quarantine, been in the house for quite a few months now at
Mhm.
this point. What's one positive you could take away from this moving forward for yourself and your regular job in addition to doing music with Patrick? What's kind of the silver lining you have for us here, Patrick?
Well, I know that doing the Facebook shows on a very regular basis, I've had families that I've never even met in person that because of the comments and seeing their names pop up, that I feel like I know really well. I actually look forward to seeing their names pop up every night, and they greet me with, "Hi, Mr. Patrick. We're here. We're so happy to see you. We love you so much." And it's just been such an outpouring of support and love. It really is. I really can feel that from people, that they enjoy what I do, they connect with it, and I feel like I'm giving something back to them. And it's a wonderful thing. It just shows the music transcends, even whether it's in person or over the internet. It's a wonderful thing.
All right. Love to hear good energy from you, Mr. Patrick. And oh, by the way, when can we tune into your shows?
Sure. I'm on Facebook Live Mondays and Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. It's Super Silly Sing Along with Mr. Patrick on Facebook Live.
Oh, that's great. Excellent. Mr. Patrick, thanks so much for the time. We appreciate it.
Absolutely, Todd. Thank you so much for having me.
All right. That was Mr. Patrick from Music with Patrick, of course. Thank you so much for tuning into this edition of Together SI Business Spotlight. Always a pleasure to be with you. My name is Tom Bavona, reporting for the Staten Island event. Looking forward to talking again. Take care.